Good morning. And it's Easter Friday, it's Good Friday. So last week on Palm Sunday we learned about Jesus riding into Jerusalem and all the people laying palm leaves for him to pass by on his donkey. So we're leading up to the Easter story and what happened on Good Friday. So the next thing that happened was Jesus was betrayed by Judas. So I'm going to read from the Easter story again for children. So evil had entered the heart of Judas Iscariot, one of the 12 disciples. He no longer believed that Jesus was from God and went to see the chief priests. What would you give me to hand Jesus over to you? Judas asked. The priest showed him 30 pieces of silver, and Judas made up his mind to betray Jesus. I'll take you to him when he is alone, he promised. The next thing they had was the Last Supper. So on the day of Passover, Jesus planned a special meal with his disciples. During the meal, Jesus said, "One of you will betray me, but God's Spirit will be with you. Even when I am gone, do not be afraid." He took some bread and broke it in half. "This is my body," he said. "Like this bread, I will be broken, and I will die for you. Eat it and remember." Jesus then poured some wine. "This is my blood," he said. "It will be spilled for many people. Drink it and remember me." In the Garden of Gethsemane. After the meal, Jesus and his disciples went to the Mount of Olives until they came to a garden called Gethsemane. Jesus turned to the men and said, "Soon you will all run away and leave me." "I will never do that," said Peter. "Before the cock crows in the morning, you will say 3 times that you do not know me," replied Jesus. "I must go now and pray. Stay here and keep watch." He walked further into the garden and asked God to help him to face what was coming. Next, Jesus is arrested. Later that evening, Jesus returned to his friends who had fallen asleep. Suddenly he saw the temple guard and the chief priest coming to arrest him. Judas was leading them. "The man I kissed is the man you want," whispered Judas to the priest. He walked over to Jesus and kissed him on the cheek. The guards closed around Jesus, who did not resist. Peter pulled out his sword and cut off the ear of one of the chief priest's servants. "That's enough," said Jesus. He touched the man's ear and made it quickly better. The priests and the guards took Jesus away. Then all of Jesus' friends ran away just as he said they would. Peter denies Jesus. Jesus was taken to the high priest's house. Peter followed and crept into the courtyard. A servant girl noticed him and asked, "Weren't you the one with Jesus?" Peter replied, "No, I do not know him." He knew that if he admitted that Jesus was his friend, he would also be sent before the Jewish council. A short time later, someone else asked, "Weren't you a follower of Jesus?" Again, Peter said that he wasn't. An hour later, a third person said, "You come from Galilee, you must know Jesus." "No, I do not know him," cried Peter. At that very moment, the cock crowed, and Peter remembered what Jesus had said to him, and he began to cry. Jesus is accused. Meanwhile, the high priest was questioning Jesus. "You must tell the truth," the high priest said. "Are you the Son of God?" "You say that I am," replied Jesus. Furious, the high priest told the Jewish council, "This man claims to be equal with God." The Jews thought that this was a terrible crime, so the council said that Jesus must die, but they could not kill Jesus without the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate, giving them permission. Jesus is tried. At Pontius Pilate's house, the Jews told Pilate that Jesus had said he was the Son of God. Pilate questioned Jesus, but didn't find that he had done anything wrong. At the time of Passover, it was custom to free one of the prisoners. Pilate wanted to free Jesus, but the priests were determined to get their way. "Jesus must die," they cried. "But do you really want me to have him killed?" Pilate asked the Jews. "Crucify him," they replied. "Free Barabbas instead." So Pilate freed Barabbas, who was a murderer. The soldiers put on a crown of thorns on Jesus' head and made him carry a huge wooden cross through the streets. So then we come to Easter Friday, Good Friday, and this is what happened on Good Friday. Do you want to read it?
Okay. Jesus was taken to a place called
Golgotha,
where soldiers nailed him to the cross. They pinned a sign above his head. It read, "This is Jesus, the King of the Jews." Then the guards placed Jesus' cross in between two thieves. "Father, forgive them," prayed Jesus. "They do not know what they are doing." As the people made fun of Jesus, one of the thieves joined in with them, but the other thief said, "We deserve our punishment. This man has done nothing wrong. Remember me, Jesus, when you come again as a king. I give you my promise," replied Jesus. "Today you will be with me in heaven."
Jesus dies. At 12 o'clock, darkness covered the land. Jesus cried out, my God, why have you left me?" At 3 o'clock, Jesus cried, "It is finished, Father. Into your hands I place my spirit." And he died. A Roman soldier was standing nearby. He heard Jesus said, "This man was truly the Son of God." Then the soldiers gently lowered Jesus' body down from the cross. Later that day, Joseph, a follower of Jesus, asked Pilate if he could bury Jesus' body. Pilate agreed. So, with a friend, Joseph carefully prepared the body for burial. They covered it with special spices and wrapped it in fine cloth. They took the body to a tomb that had been dug out of the rock. Mary Magdalene and some other women watched the two men roll a large stone across the entrance ceiling at night. So on Easter Sunday, we're going to carry on the story, and then we're going to do something, a craft about new life, because that Jesus rises from the dead on Easter Sunday. So we're going to do some a nice craft video about new life. So we'll see you on Sunday. Thank you. Bye.